management of GHCL, joining us on the show. We have Mr. R.S. Jalan, who's the MD at the company, joining us. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Jalan. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And let's talk about the quarter gone by. And if you could tell us what are the factors that were at play for this sort of a performance in the quarter gone by for your company?
See, a couple of things I would like to highlight, which was for this quarter achievement. First of all, our soda ash capacity has increased from 11 lakh tons to 12 lakh tons. So there is an additional capacity we have been able to build in this quarter of 1 lakh tons. Second highlight of this quarter is 20% of our spindle capacity has gone up. That means the earlier the capacity which was 1.85 lakh spindle, which has gone to now 225. 30 megawatts of the solar energy investment which we have done during this year, out of that 10 megawatt has been completed during this quarter. We have also ordered, that will happen in April, May this year, of another 5 megawatt in the spinning and 5 megawatt into our chemical business. The next highlight of this quarter is we have become the net zero debt company. Now our gross debt is roughly around 460 crores and our cash on the balance sheet is around 465 crores. So broadly we are cash net zero debt company. Our demerger, which was again a highlight for this quarter, has been heard by the NCLT. Now anytime we are expecting the order from the NCLT, and now the reality of demerger will happen this quarter.
Sure, that's great to hear, Mr. Jalan, but just wanted to get into a bit of specifics. With respect to the pricing of the soda ash that we are seeing, could you talk to us about what's the trend? Because the international prices have been very volatile, especially with China opening up. So could you talk to us about the soda ash prices and the trend going forward?
Sure. First, in this quarter, there was a small dip into the soda ash pricing. Almost around 2% of the soda ash price has been dropped. And that is not primarily because of any softness into the international market. That was primarily because of the supply chain cost globally has gone down. So that has given little softness into the soda ash prices. Going forward, our understanding is China is now opening up. We are expecting that the China demand will now spurt, and that will definitely help going forward. The prices would be on a positive territory. We are not seeing any major deviation or any drop in the prices of soda ash going forward.
Mr. Jalan, you had briefly touched upon your textile business. So if you could tell us what's the outlook for the textile business going ahead, and also if you could tell us by when do you expect the demerger process to be completed going ahead?
Yeah, in textile, if you remember in your earlier a quarter before, we have said that the textile is passing through a headwind. And that is a reality now. In this quarter, our performance on the textile was not that good. And almost the margin has been dropped from almost around 18% to 2%. And however, my personal belief is that going forward, now the worst is over. Now the things have started looking up. India has already started exporting to China the yarn. And even the consuming industry like your home textile or the garments or the denim, there we are seeing a sign of recovery. So my personal belief is maybe the next quarter means April, so January, March, probably will be having some headwind. But beyond that, next year, the things should be better.
Operating margins, it increased by 391 basis point year on year, but on a quarter-on-quarter basis, there was a bit of dip. Where do we see the margins stabilizing from here on? Should we expect it to be between 28 to 30%?
Yeah, you're right on that. And this dip which you have seen as compared to the last quarter, primarily because of the two reasons. One, I have said that the price was dropped by 2%. And second, we had an annual shutdown, which I have said in your channel in the last quarter as well, which was done in the month of October. So there was a production drop also. So these were the primarily two reasons in the soda ash business. And spinning, I have already explained to you, the margin had a headwind. So these all combination of this quarter, we had a drop in the margin as compared to the last quarter.
Right, Mr. Jalan, we leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on the show to talk about what exactly impacted the company going ahead in Q3, and also going ahead, we wish you all the best for the remainder of the FY23 as well as 24. But let's move